Hi, thank you for watching this video. My name is Nick Walker and I'm the owner of Houston Tenant Advisor. And today I want to talk with you guys about some important lease clauses that are going to be in your commercial lease. These clauses that we're going to discuss, they are basic clauses, but they are very fundamental to a lease agreement. So if you're a business owner or if you are a C-level executive that is tasked with handling a commercial lease, then these are clauses that you're going to want to know. So let's go ahead and jump right in. The first clause is the term clause. The term clause will detail the length of time of your commercial lease. It'll specify the commencement date. It'll also specify the expiration date, and sometimes it might go over time frames for additional terms. Number two is the rent clause. This clause will detail the monthly rent obligation of the lease agreement. It will identify your gross rent amount, and in most cases, the annual rent escalation schedule. I'm going to make a note on this clause that more than likely this clause is going to detail, again, the gross rent amount. That amount does not include any additional fees like parking, signage, or operating expenses. And actually, speaking of operating expenses, that is the next clause. So let's go ahead and look at that real quick. So this clause details the landlord and tenant's financial obligations associated with operating and maintaining the property. It'll detail all the inclusions and exclusions along with who is responsible for what. It might also detail any caps or additional rights that could have been negotiated. Number four is the tenant improvements. The tenant improvement clause is often found in the work letter as an exhibit of the commercial lease. It details the construction plans that were mutually agreed upon, the tenant improvement allowance, and the additional terms associated with the cost of building out the space to meet a tenant's needs. Number five is the renewal option. The renewal option clause is a clause that gives a tenant the right to extend the lease term at the end of the initial lease. This clause will also detail how many options the tenant will have, along with the length of time for each of those terms. I also want to make a note on this clause that in this renewal option, or in a renewal option, you're going to want to define what is called the fair market value. That would be very useful down the road whenever your lease is up for renewal. Number six is the use clause. This is a very important clause, guys. This clause details how you are able to use the space and how you operate your business. This clause can be either restrictive, permissive, or exclusive. Again, very important clause. Finally is the personal guarantee. The personal guarantee is a clause that identifies the responsible party for the amount owed under the terms of the lease. So if a business fails to pay rent or if it defaults a lease, there is a person that's financially responsible for the amount owed in the lease agreement. And that's it. These are the clauses that I wanted to discuss with you guys today. If you guys have any additional questions or want more information on these clauses, below this video in this article, I will go into much more details on each of these clauses. And if you have any questions about them, please feel free to leave me some notes in the comments. Or you guys can contact us directly, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys have. I want to thank you again for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.